Hi everyone. Today we're going to be making some jackfruit chicken patties. This ought to be a good one. Now what I've done is I've taken 2 cans of the young green jackfruit. This is the brand that I bought at my local Asian market. Organic young. You want to make sure you get the young green jackfruit. Either get the kind that is packed in water or in brine. Either one of those will work fine. You're going to start off by opening those cans and rinsing that really well. And then you start shredding it. I'm kind of particular about what parts I like to put in my dishes. This is my discard pile. I go through the jackfruit and I discard any seeds that I find. They're edible. And, in some other dishes you can use them. I would, grind them up in the food processor. But for this particular dish, the texture is really important. So I just get rid of these. And there's a little hardcore piece that I don't like either. So I get rid of that. So then what you're left with is this. And it looks a lot like chicken. To this, I'm taking 1 tablespoon of poultry seasoning. And just put that right in there. A little bit of salt. And then I have mixed with 1 cup of very hot water, the Better Than Bouillon vegetable base. You could also use the no chicken base. I couldn't find that, so I'm going with the vegetable base, but the poultry seasoning should take care of that. And then I've just dissolved that in a cup of very hot water. I just put that water in the microwave for a minute. And then you're just going to pour that right over top of your jackfruit. And we're just going to give that a good stir. And then I'm going to let this soak all day long while I'm at work. Then I'll finish my recipe when I get back from work. But by the time I get back, this jackfruit should have pretty much absorbed that entire cup of water mixture. So I'll see you after work and we'll get this put together. So I'm home from work now, and it's all I could think about all day were these things I'm making. So let's get at it. This is my jackfruit that I had shredded all up earlier before I went to work today. And it didn't absorb quite all the liquid that I put in there. There was probably about 1/2 cup that had not been absorbed. So I just simply drained that off because I'm going to be adding another liquid to it. So I didn't want it to be too liquidy. This other liquid that I'm going to be adding is simply 1 tablespoon of ground flax with 2 tablespoons of water, warm water. And you just want to let that set up for a couple minutes. And this is going to serve as our egg replacer. So we're just going to dump that right in there. Now this, I have added some additional seasonings to. I've got a little bit of nutritional yeast, a little bit of an all-purpose seasoning, about 1/2 tablespoon. Another, say 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder and 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. And then the rest of it there on the top is 3 tablespoons of vital wheat gluten. And that's what's going to be holding our chicken patties together. So you just want to dump all that in there, just like that. And you want to give that a good stir. Okay, and then once you get it stirred up as well as you can with the spoon, you just want to get in there with your hands and really mix it well. The vital wheat gluten, it takes a couple minutes to activate. once it activates, you'll know it. It'll start sticking together real well. And between that and the flax seeds should be just enough to patty these up into our little jackfruit chicken patties. And as you start kneading this mixture, you may see a few seeds pop out that you didn't notice earlier. They're not going to hurt a thing to eat those. They're perfectly edible. Just the really big obnoxious ones I like to take out in advance. Okay, now we're going to start pattying these up. I like to use the panko breadcrumbs. You got to be real careful when you buy your panko. There's a lot of them that contain milk in them. This particular brand does not have any milk in it. Kikkoman panko breadcrumbs. It's the Japanese style. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to take a handful of our jackfruit mixture and make it into, as big of a patty as you want. I don't want huge ones, but I want to be able to really be able to bite into it and feel that texture. And you can kind of see as I'm pattying up there, definitely has that texture of a shredded chicken, and that's what you want. And between the flax egg and the vital wheat gluten, looks like it's going to hold together real well. So, and with my panko, I put just a little bit of salt and pepper and just a slight touch of sage. Again, gives it that, those spices that we are kind of used to having on chicken dishes. So, although in poultry seasoning there's no actual poultry, it definitely gives us that flavor that we associate with it. And what you're going to do is just lightly bread them like that and put them right over there on your baking sheet. You can use a silpat like this, or parchment paper works fine too. When I was looking for a recipe to make the jackfruit into chicken patties, everything I saw online, you fried it. And I don't know if you've been watching me for very long or not, but I don't fry things. I like to keep things as low fat as possible. So this is just a nice alternative to fried, and you'll still get that crunch because of the panko. They're a little bit delicate, so bread them carefully. I'm making them pretty good size. I'll probably get 6 out of this. And this was with 2 cans of the jackfruit. And I do have my oven preheating to 375. And I do believe in giving credit where credit is due. The idea to soak my my jackfruit in the broth, I found a recipe, not exactly like this one is, of course. It was a fried recipe, and it was for a chicken wing recipe by a guy named Julian. I think you pronounce his name Solomite. And he recently put out a video where he was making chicken wings out of jackfruit and fried them. And he didn't marinate his in the veg broth, but he actually cooked them for a bit in the veg broth. And I thought that sounded like that might give it a really good flavor. So that's why I decided to do that this time. So thank you, Julian, if you're listening out there. It's funny when you watch YouTube videos, you seem to pick up a little something from everybody, and you know, that's what I hope everybody does with my recipes, is if you pick up just a little something from it and then, you know, make it your own. Use your own spices and use your own technique. These recipes are really just to inspire you. Looks like I'm gonna have, I think I'll make just one more big one. I was gonna make 2 little ones, but that's no fun. One big one might be better. That's a big seed there. I'm gonna just get rid of that one and this one. Jackfruit is such an interesting fruit. I've never bought it fresh. Around here, you know, there's just not many places that sell it fresh. But I understand when it is mature and ripe, it is very sweet and tastes a lot like juicy fruit gum. So of course you don't want to accidentally use that kind to be trying to make, you know, a chicken out of, or a pulled pork, or a crab cake, anything like that. It wouldn't taste right. So just be sure that when you buy your jackfruit in a can, I'm sure you could do it with fresh. I've just never made it with that. Just make sure if you're going to be making it into a meat type dish that you, oh good, my oven's ready, that you buy the green kind. Okay. I'm going to put these in the oven at 375, and I will check them in about 20 minutes. I think they'll probably take about maybe 35, 40 minutes total with flipping them once in the middle, but I'll let you know as soon as they're done. Okay guys, they are done. I'm kind of excited. I'm ready to build my burger, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Here's the inside of it. Hopefully you can see that. It really looks chickeny. I can't wait to try it. I'm going to build a burger. I'm sure it's going to be delicious though. I'll be posting the recipe on my website. And of course, it's going to follow pretty much what we just did. That's it. See you next time.